In the previous video, we talked about printing contents and assigning arrays to other arrays. Now we're actually going to work in an array and sum array elements together. So to do this, we don't need the index if we're just dealing with one array. We just need the elements. That means we can use a range-based for loop. Love these things. We'll do int a, and then we'll do a colon, and we'll set it to our array. That's going to be, you know what, we'll do array2 since it's going to hold all the values of this original array and then just some zeros at the end after this assignment. If you don't know what we're talking about, check out the previous video where I talked about assigning arrays to each other. This array2 holds the values of array and also zeros, but you don't need to worry about that. So we're going to have array2 inside of here. Now we want to add all the elements together. So let's also make a value to store it. We'll do int sum and we'll set it equal to 0 initially. Oh, don't forget your semicolons. And then we're just going to have sum plus equals, and then we're just going to put array. And this is going to add all of the elements into sum. So this is a great way. Remember, plus equals is just we're adding the previous sum with the value a and storing it in sum again. So we have a single loop, and we're going to be summing these values up. So once we're done with this, let's actually do a cout where we print out the sum. Oh, and of course Replit doesn't like when we have some unused variable. So let me comment this out. It's not really an error, it's just a warning. It's just because it's unused, and that doesn't really make a huge difference. Printing out 16. Oh, okay, we print out 16. It should be 15, but check it out. Check out line 15. Exactly, look at the irony of that. What we're doing here, and I explained this in the previous video, we're adding 1 to the element at the specific index. And this is a great example for it. So at a is equal to 0 right here, this element is now 2. I can show you this, check this out. So we'll have cout, and I'm just going to print the element at our 0th array. So we're going to print, we should print 2, and then we should print 16 after this. It's going to print on the same line because I didn't have an end line, but you get what's happening. So we have 2 and then 16. Now we're on the same page. You can take the sum and do whatever you want with it. If you want to take the average, you could actually make another variable. We'll call this int count, set it equal to 0. And every time this runs, we'll do count plus plus. So we're going to be adding 1 to this value. So we can also cout counts like this, and you'll see that every single time this array runs, we are going to increment our count. So since we have a size of 10 here, we are going to print out 10, which is this in our count. And we can just divide that with our sum, do whatever we want with these values. Just know that you can have multiple lines of code inside of here. We've just added all of the elements together, and then we've just added another variable to keep count of how many times we are in this for loop. And that's pretty much it for getting the sum of values in a for loop using our lovely range-based for loop.